Alright, I think it's time for an update on everything because there's been a lot going on. So we'll start with the RX-7. Took that out the other day, tried leaving on about 4.5 pounds. It 20-footed pretty good, and then it just spun, had to pedal it. I think the limited slip in the rear end is kind of on its way out, so might pick up a spool for it soon. Not really sure. And I think the alternator went out. I'm hoping that's what it is. But was an issue with the charging system to where it just wasn't charging right, and I got stranded. Luckily my buddy John ran back to his place and grabbed some jumper cables, and I was able to just charge it up and make it the rest of the way home. This rear quarter is coated in rubber and glue. Heck yeah. But aside from that, everything else is pretty much good. Got the little harness in there, so I actually have a seat belt now. Jerry from Mazir actually hit me up about the cooling system with a few ideas to try out. So hopefully in the near future I'll be trying a couple of those tips. The other night it actually stayed fairly cool. At the end of the run it was 209, but that might not be the most fair way to judge because it was only like 60 degrees out. So, but I mean, drove it out there, made a hit, and drove it back, and it never really got hot. So I don't know, we'll kind of play it by ear. I do want to try some of the things that Jerry was telling me just to improve it, you know. There's always room for improvement. So yeah, that's where we're at with the RX-7. It gets up on boost pretty quickly because it is a rather small turbo. It's an E-base 7875. It's not even a VS racing one. It was like 260 bucks, I think. Trying to get this thing finished up. There's some issue with the crank sensor right now, so it'll fire up and then stall immediately. And the Holly's just having an issue with the crank sensor reading. Gonna do a lot of my favorite thing, troubleshooting. Love to do some troubleshooting. And the Olds actually fires up and runs. I got all the fuel leaks, knock on wood, buttoned up. Had to replace most of the fuel lines on it. Typically I like to reuse the stock steel lines that are on it, and this had a feed and return, so I was trying to reuse them, but there was just a bunch of small sections of it that was just rotted out and wasn't up to the 60 psi of fuel pressure. But everything else seems to be good. There's very, very little left on this. They're hopefully going to be coming and picking this up in a few days. Hopefully they'll bring some wheels up so we can actually get it loaded up. But let's see. Let's see if it fires up. It should. Yeah, this thing sounds pretty good. That cam chops just enough. I think once he has a full exhaust system on it, it'll sound perfect. So yeah, like I said, hopefully they're gonna get that out of here real soon. There's only a handful of things left to do to this. Biggest thing being get the wheels back on it. He apparently got new wheels for it, so they came up and snagged the, I can't remember if they were 30s or 32s that were on it off of it, and when they come to pick it up they're going to bring the new wheels up. Hopefully they remember. But yeah, it's just small stuff like belt, coolant sensor. I need the plug for the alternator. I need the one with the resistor in it. If I still had a stock plug, I would just buy a resistor and solder it in. But I need a few hose clamps. I need to run a wire to the fan. You know, that's the fan they wanted. So just little stuff like that. I believe they're going to be bringing up an intake tube also. So little stuff here and there. And then you know that this thing is running in moving around under its own power, because obviously it was over on the lift forever, and now I got it moved over here. There's still a few things I need to do. I need to pull the water pump back off and reseal that because it has a little water leak. But just this morning I was able to actually get it figured out enough to try to test the brake in the bump box. So let's play with that a little bit, because that's just fun. This thing sounded pretty good. So still need some bugs worked out. It's definitely getting closer. I'm just happy that the TRANSBRAKE and the bump box and everything is working. Man, this front end looks so long right here. But yeah, they're all coming together. This thing isn't too far behind the RX-7. Hopefully in the next week or so we'll be taking James Brown to the track and see what it'll do. And I'll probably start off kind of light and ease into it and kind of get like a good baseline and keep progressing from there, instead of just going out and trying to full ham it off the trailer. Because as much as I want to street with this thing, I think this will be better suited for the track. And then the Firebird will be much more street race car. So I think that's probably going to do it for today's video. Just a quick little update on everything. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.